What's up, y'all? Crisco here. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Halloween Eve. I'm gonna turn this thing around. Let's see. Let's see. Hope everyone's doing good. Let me turn this thing around. Settings, camera, back camera. All right, we got us a view of the fire pit. I'm going to copy the link on here. Let's see, copy to clipboard, post, post comment, paste, chat. Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Okay. More, post comment, paste. Okay, I posted the link there, and see if we can get some folks in here. Happy Friday to everybody. I hope y'all are doing well. It's Halloween Eve, and we got us a little fire stream going. So we're gonna give it a little time. We'll get some folk going on. We got the goats over here. Okay, let me get the fire going. Now, tonight, I'm hoping to get some people in here to chat. Aye, aye. Let's get this piece of wood in. Okay, so we got us a little fire stream going. What's up? We got one person in here. What's up? What's up? Let me get to the comments. I don't even know how to get to this. All right. So I hope y'all are doing good. We started a little early, little bit early tonight. Happy Halloween Eve. Let's see. Definitely want to invite anyone to stop by. Got the hoodie on tonight. It's chilly. We got some goats. Little Bo Cephas and Mamie over there. Miss Mamie. Got the LSU flag in the background. Getting ready for the game tomorrow. TJ Finney looking like he's going to get the start against Auburn. A second career start. It's feeling real good out here. So we finally got us a good little app to where we can stream from the mobile. The StreamYard, man, it works so good. StreamYard allows you to stream for free. I think it's 20 hours a month. So it's actually going to reset tomorrow. No, actually Sunday, which would be November the 1st. I posted the link. What's up, Misfits and Dreamers? So if you'd like to join in, click on that link, and definitely love to invite you in. Come chat face to face and come chill. What's up, Butcher's Block? Man, we got a lot of people in here. Man, y'all click on that link and I'll invite y'all in. We can chat. We can all come in here. I'll invite y'all all in. Um, Glad to have y'all all here. We talk a little bit of Patriots football. We talk anything tonight, y'all. It's Friday night. We got us a campfire. We got us LSU football game tomorrow. All right, somebody's gonna join in. Let's see who it is. Misfits and Dreamers at the stream. What you say there, Mr. Bob? How are you tonight?
Freezing. It's going down to 23 degrees up here today.
Wow, wow. It's
Wait, it gets better. We had snow today.
well, I'm 42 years old and I've only seen snow. I could probably can count on one hand. So yeah, that's pretty
That's
interesting.
crazy. What happened here?
Yeah, but it is feeling good out here. I got to be honest with you. It's feeling good. I got the hoodie on and probably about 50 degrees, I guess. So how was your day today, Mr. Bob? Let's see. Yeah, hopefully I get to see snow for real one day. I'd love to go. I'd love to. I know over there in Gatlinburg they get a lot of good snow. Let's see. Okay, we got another guest, Bobby. We're gonna add old Bobby to stream. What's
What's up?
up, Butcher's Block?
What's going on, man?
How you doing, man? How about the stream yard? The stream yard's awesome, huh?
Yeah, no, I like it a lot. I like StreamYard. You got you a fire. I got me a cigar. We're good.
It's a great Friday night, ain't it?
Hey, man, LSU gonna beat Auburn or what?
I believe so. Hey, I want to know what did you think about TJ? Did you get to see TJ Finley?
I did. He's kind of surprised me.
He did. He did me too. Anytime you can have a freshman like that step in, and he just seemed so poised in the pocket, and he's such a big kid, 6'6", 242 pounds. He remind me a lot of Jamarcus Russell in college, not in the pros, but
I was just, but he like, I was just gonna say he's like over 6'5", isn't he?
yeah, 6'6", 242.
Yeah. See, that's like Ben Roethlisberger size. That's a big dude.
Yeah, you know who he really reminded me of? Dante Culpepper. Um, Dante Culpepper was another big quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what about the Patriots, man? What about Cam Newton? What's going on?
I don't know, man. It's not looking good. There's a lot of rumors going around. There's a lot of rumors, a lot of just stuff that I mean, I don't want to say rebuild yet, but like it's if they lose this game against Buffalo, that's huge. I mean, they haven't been this bad since 2000. It's it's uncharted waters for for a lot of at least the young like I've seen it, but like the younger generation of Pats fans, the ones that only have the ones that only have known Tom Brady, they're not used to seeing this is the team struggling.
Yeah, I yeah, I agree with you, man. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. With Brady going on to Tampa Bay like he did, and it was kind of the end of an era. I'll be honest with you, though. I thought Cam Newton did really well up until last week, man. I thought he was doing. I thought obviously you got to go with the Ravens and the Chiefs and the AFC to be the front runners. But
Yeah,
I thought the Patriots, and I still think it was one bad week. It was one bad week. I mean, I still could see the Patriots still doing something.
they they just all they should really focus on. if I'm them, I wouldn't care so much about the out of division games. Just win all your division games and get into the playoffs and go from there. You know,
Yeah.
just win your division. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Hey, so wait, I want to tell somebody else real quick. Trent Fanpack, Butcher's Block. Do you know Trent Fanpack TTM?
I No, I don't. No.
Okay, well he's a cool dude. Been knowing him for a long time on YouTube. He's like the one of the best of the fan packs. Have you ever heard of fan packs?
I have. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so basically his channel, he's one of the best fan pack people on here that gets fan packs, and I've gotten some free stuff from the Patriots, just so you know. But Trent, if you want to join in, feel free to join in. This is Butcher's Block. He's a huge Patriots fan. Boston, all kind of Boston sports. Boston Celtics, Boston Red Sox, right? And cool dude. He does all kind of live streams and real cool stuff. So feel free to join in to the video here. But
What do you
like I said, I'm looking forward to the LSU game. Huh?
that LSU Auburn game? I think is going to be a lot better than people think. I think LSU stands a good chance against them.
Man, I'm really excited to see what happens as far as talking LSU football. Miles Brennan was actually playing. He was actually doing pretty good. It was just our defense couldn't. Our defense was giving up way, too many yards. But
Yeah.
let me tell you something. We play, like you said, we play Auburn tomorrow. Okay, which is not going to be no easy task to go into Auburn and win. But
No.
in 2 weeks, okay, let me tell you something. We have a bye next week, but let me tell you something. If we win that game tomorrow, in 2 weeks, we host Bama, and that's gonna. I don't want to go too far over this, but I can promise you, if we win that game tomorrow and decisively, um, to host Bama, you got TJ Finley. To me, as a star. I like Miles Brennan too, but I don't know this kid. This kid really impressed me last week. To go into this game and as a true freshman,
Yeah.
it
Mm-hmm.
seems so and I don't know how. And what? Let me ask you this: what are your take on this? Do you believe that players play harder for a certain quarterback than others? Is that a true statement?
I would think it. I mean, it can be. It can be. I would
Yeah,
think it depends on the situation. And
yeah,
if Finley came in there and it just seemed like there was a spark there, you know what I mean?
yes. It just did. It seemed like they played well. Now tomorrow we'll see. Check it out. I'm tailgating already, bro. I got my LSU flag out. I got the goats. You seen my goats before, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I got my little Bo Cephas right here. They're staying out late tonight. We gotta put them in. Normally, I put them in pretty early because they got trying to eat my jacket. They got a lot of coyotes around here, so
Yeah,
I put them in their little kennel deal. But when I keep them on Friday nights, I let them chill out with me for a while. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow. And it's Halloween tomorrow too, man. This year has just flown by. This year has flown by. I mean, you're gonna be hearing Christmas carols and Christmas music and all that come Sunday, man.
hey man, the faster this year goes by, the better for me. You know what I mean? Let's get 2020 over and done with and just move forward. It's been a hell of a year.
It has, and it's gonna be I'll tell you what, it's gonna be a very interesting week. We got the election coming up. You know, um, it's just gonna be a wild week, man.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
so, what did you think about? So, did you follow the Lakers? Did you follow the NBA playoffs and all that this year?
I did, man. They no once the Lakers got in, nobody was stopping them. that
Yeah.
between LeBron and Anthony Davis and just that team in general. The Heat put up a good fight, but like they just they like the Lakers were just too much, man. You know what I mean? They were just too much.
Yeah, they were that super team this year. You know what really surprised me in the NBA is how fast the Golden State Warriors fell. Just
Pop.
so quick. I mean, they seem just there was like what was it 3 years in a row? I mean, just dominating. And
You know what? I got a feeling they'll be back pretty soon. They'll be back to a good team pretty soon because they got a high draft pick this year. They're getting Curry and Clay back. You know what I mean? Healthy. They'll they'll be back. They'll be a good team this year.
yeah,
This coming season, they're gonna get some key pieces back. I wouldn't count them out. I wouldn't count them out now. I think they'll be pretty good.
yeah, I do too. I do too. I it's kind of. I'll be honest with you. When LeBron had went to when he went back to Cleveland, he left Cleveland and went to Miami to the Heat, and then when he went back to Cleveland, I actually was a huge. I kind of pulled for LeBron before then, and then he went back to Cleveland, and I was a huge LeBron fan. More so than anything is because he went back to the Cavaliers, which is a small market team, and
Yeah, he went to a small market team. Yeah.
and went back kind of back home, and I was like I really wanted him to win because see you got to understand something. Me and Goose. Goose. I don't know where Goose is, but we're Saints and LSU fans, and being a Saints fan, we know what it's like to cheer for one of those small market teams that struggle and finally win a championship with the Saints. And so that's kind of how it was with the Cavaliers, and I still kind of pull for them because of that. But so I was kind of pulling against the Warriors at that time because obviously I was pulling for the Cavs when it
Mm-hmm.
was the Cavs Warriors. But I don't know. A different part of me, man, kind of wants to see. I know it's strange, but a different part of me kind of wants to see the Warriors kind of come back. I don't know what it is. I kind of
They'll be back. They have a high draft pick this year, and they're like I said, they have a high draft pick, and they get Clay and Curry back. So those between the two of them shooting the ball, and then they're gonna have another young high draft pick. Like they're gonna be in good shape next year. They'll be a good team. They'll be back to being a good team.
yeah. I hope so. Trent, my buddy Trent, he's an Ole Miss fan, so they got Lane Kiffin.
Yeah.
But he's a good dude. But he asked who's starting tomorrow, Brennan or Finley. Brennan hasn't practiced this week, and I'd
I think
actually been
Brennan
trying to find this out
start.
because
I think Brennan's gonna start, isn't he?
I didn't know I didn't hear that Brennan was even going to play. To be honest with you, I didn't
Really?
hear
They're
that
gonna
Brennan was going to play it.
that. Wow, that's a ballsy. That's a ballsy move right there.
Yeah. Well, I heard he hasn't practiced all week. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah. That's not a good sign.
no, but I like Finley. I think he's I did I watched some videos on this kid, man. Let me tell you something. And I'm not saying anything about Brennan. I think Brennan is a good kid too. Okay,
Hmm.
but some of
Brennan,
these,
you know what I mean? He needs
huh?
to be like groomed, and he's got the raw talent. It just needs to be refined.
Yeah, some of these kids, man, and some of these athletes, they have um they have different issues and stuff. But there's some of these kids. And this is the way it is. It doesn't matter what team they play for, whether it's your favorite team, uh, or even a different team. But these kids are just you can just watch and see that these kids are legit good human beings.
Yeah.
And you can't help but pull for these kids to succeed, you
Yeah.
know. And that's what I take from this guy, man. This kid is from Ponchatoula, Louisiana, which is a small town over there. And you know, uh, the desire to be a Tiger. You know, he had offers from Bama. He had offers from, I guess, probably every team you can imagine, and he decided to stay home and play for his Tigers because he said the biggest reason was Coach O. You know, the Coach O coming there, and it made it a family atmosphere, and so he wanted to stay home.
See, I've I've
But
I've heard I've heard that from I've heard that Ogeron is a definite like players coach, and the guys. I've heard that a lot of the LSU guys, like not only the upper, the brass in the school, but like the player, like he's a well liked dude over there.
yeah, hey, so let me ask you this, man. We nobody's even talking about this, but doesn't college basketball start in November right here?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it does.
I think so, man. No, but nobody's been talking about it. But yeah, man, we fixing to be on the verge of college basketball. LSU's got a real good college basketball squad coming into this year, so I'm excited for that.
And then the pros start in December, so it's like, dude, we're gonna have another like explosion of sports too. Like there's gonna like the hockey's starting soon. The basketball's gonna start in just in like 6 or 7 weeks. We're gonna have sports are gonna be back again.
So I want to tell you something, man. You may or may not know this, but I've actually been. You know that I'm from Louisiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've actually been to Boston one time in my
Have you?
life. I
There you
went
go.
to. So I'm gonna tell you the story. So I went to Burlington. I don't know how far you are from Burlington.
I'm about an hour and 20 minutes south of it.
Okay, well, do you know where the Burlington Mall is?
I do. Yep.
Okay, well, so I went there, and the movie Mall Cop
Yep.
was was being filmed. It was actually filmed in that mall,
Yep.
and so actually, when I was the scene where Kevin, I think it was, what's his name, Kevin Spacey, or
Hard.
Kevin Kevin okay, Kevin Hardy. So they were actually getting married in the food court. So that was actually in the food court. I was actually in the mall that day, and which was really cool. So we went into Boston, and I actually walked right in front of the stadium, saw the Ted Williams statue.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
actually went to Fenway Hall. Um, Walked through Fenway Hall. Went through. I can't remember. I went through a. They got a lot of how do you call them? Like huge old libraries, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yep. Yep.
and then, believe it or not, let me tell you something. You wouldn't even. Have you ever been to Louisiana?
I have not, man. I've been to Florida, and
Hmm.
that's on the East Coast. I've been up and down the East Coast. I have not been to. No.
Okay, so I rode a. Obviously, being from that area, you know that there are subways. So we I rode a subway. I rode a subway train, and passed and saw what it was like after a Red Sox game.
Oh yeah,
Seen all the Red Sox fans and all that. So it was a cool.
drunken madness after the games. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was cool though. It was one of those things that I really don't know if I'll ever get to experience again in my life. But it was cool to see. I didn't actually get to go to a game, but I got to pretty much see, what it was kind of like, and it was an experience. I'm going to tell you the biggest thing. What what I take from going to that area versus where I live.
Mm.
Um, I noticed that there are a lot of huge parks, like the like people go to like these big parks and stuff, like because
Oh, yep.
in
Boston,
Boston, people
Boston.
live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
like people live on the road. You know how like when the people they park on the side of the road. You know, on like the Cosby Show. You remember the Cosby Show?
I do. Yep. Yep.
Well, like you know how people park on the side of the road. Well, I'll tell you the thing down here. Uh, it's there on like on Good Friday. Uh, People eat a ball crawfish. You've eaten ball crawfish before?
I've had crawfish. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So it's just a different. It's just different. It's just different, man. I mean, if you'd ever come to Louisiana, you'd understand. I mean, it's just a culture shock. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that I found really interesting was like like the subways up north and all that.
Yep.
When I
Yep.
first when I first got on the subway, there was this guy that was you know how you have people on the subways doing these like card games and stuff like that.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
So this dude was doing this 3 card Monte right when I got on the subway. I'm like, I ain't touching that, bro. You know, and
Yep.
and then I remember seeing one of the things that struck me was they had this little bitty lady, man, and it was like in the middle of the night, and she was just like on this subway going to wherever she had to go, but she was like, I was like, look, I was like, man, this woman ain't afraid of nothing, like. They got all these people all over the place and stuff, and it was just something to see. It's like I think people are tough, tough up there. I guess they used of it. You know what I'm saying? They
it's
experience something like that.
it, it's just the dude. It's just like that. I mean, it's not easy living up here. Like with all the four seasons, the winters suck up here, dude. They're no. The winters are we get hit with a lot of snow up here,
Yeah,
and it's cold, man. It's January, February. They're cold, dude. They're no joke. Especially when you even go north of Massachusetts. When you get into like Vermont, Maine, New Hampshire, I mean, that's snow country up there, dude. That's mountain and snow country, and the winters up there are even harsher than where I'm at.
yeah.
It's
You know
no
what? You know what else I noticed? Y'all also had a lot of salt, and this was in the summer I went, but you still had salt on the curbs and all because of the snow and the ice on the roads. That was
yeah.
pretty cool.
You got to think, dude. Boston's right on the water too. That city, right? That's a waterfront city. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the heart of Boston. The heart of Boston is like 3 miles, like not even 3 miles from the ocean. It's like literally like probably like a half a mile. It's probably like a mile or a half a mile from it. It's Boston's like right on the water, dude. Part of the city is sitting right on the water. Like there's a giant Charles River runs through Boston. There's a big river through the city.
yeah. When we came in on the plane, we came in. I guess it's the Boston, the airport over there.
Yeah, Logan. Yep.
Uh, and that was pretty cool to see. For somebody that was only like my second time I'd ever been on a plane, so to see that was something to see.
Land over the water. Did you fly over Boston Harbor and land over the water?
Yes, that's what it was. Yes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's landing in Boston's pretty cool. You fly over the harbor and you land. You that way over the water. It is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. It was something to see,
Like
man.
like Louisiana and Boston have one thing in common too. Like the city's old, dude. There's a lot of history buried in that city, just like there's a lot of history buried in Louisiana. You know what I mean? Like in New Orleans, it's the cities are old, man. There's history everywhere. You know what I mean? Everywhere you walk in Boston, there's always something to see or part like it's and it's funny because like a lot of the old history, like the original town hall and like Paul Revere's house, it's like if you like Google Paul Revere's house, it's in like the heart of the city. Like there's like two massive buildings on either side of it.
Yeah.
It's
Cool,
it,
man. Cool.
it's old. It's an old city, man. It's Boston's real. There's parts of it that like parts of Boston still have like the cobblestone roads that you have to drive on. It's It's old, man. Just like Louisiana. There's parts of New Orleans down there that are just, the history is just deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. We got. I've been to New Orleans a good bit of times. With when the people
And
think of New Orleans, a lot of times they think of Mardi Gras and Bourbon Street and that sort of thing. But I've been there. I've been there a few times. It gets kind of crazy around there.
oh, dude, I'm sure it gets nuts. I'm sure it gets nuts.
Interesting fact. I've lived in Louisiana all my life, and I've never been to New Orleans for Mardi Gras. Isn't
No?
that crazy? I've never. Now we have Mardi Gras all over the state, but I've never been to a New Orleans Mardi Gras,
Yeah.
parade.
We a lot Boston is heavy in the Italian and Irish. So we do St. Patrick's Day and St. Anthony's feast. So those are the two big holiday, the big celebrations around here.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day is insane in Boston. It's absolutely insane.
So how far you said you live from Boston?
I am
Downtown.
I am about an hour south of the city. Like
Okay.
I'm heading towards Cape Cod. I'm right in between. I'm right in the middle between Cape Cod and Boston. Right smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not a
That's
bad.
cool. You ever been to New York?
I have been to New York. I've been to New York a couple of times. I've been
That,
I've been
that's
all I've been all over that state. Upstate New York, New York City. I've been all over it.
yeah. That's a place that I would like. Believe it or not, man, I don't know what it is, but I've always kind of had that on the bucket list. I'd like to go there for like a week,
Like
just to.
it's funny though, right? You've seen Boston, right? You walked around Boston. You got the feel of Boston, right? And
Yeah,
like, did you feel like that was a big city?
yeah, yeah. I mean, in a way, I did, being from where I'm from, but
Wait till you walk around New York, because New York puts Boston to shame. I'm
yeah.
size wise, it puts it to shame. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's there's like 2 million people, 2.5 million people in Boston, right? There's 8 million people in New York City.
Well,
It's
that's
huge.
what I. That's what I see. Like cause I watch some YouTube videos like downtown. They're showing people walking to Rockefeller, to see the big old Christmas tree and all that.
Dude,
And
New York City is huge. It's massive.
yeah, yeah. That's what I kind of get from it. And the price of like a place to live over there, like a little bitty apartment, is just it's
Oh,
just out of this world, man.
insane. But for a one-bedroom apartment in Boston, like $3,500 a month.
Okay, we have some more visitors. VA Moon, Miss Cindy. Hey, Miss Cindy.
Not
Okay, Miss Cindy. This is Bobby Butcher's Block. My buddy. He's a big Boston Boston fan. Patriots, Celtics, Red Sox, and he does a lot of live streams. And Miss Cindy, she's one of my good friends. And
nice.
Trent. Yeah, man. We
So,
uh we
so what's the weather like down there right now for you guys?
Man, I got my hoodie on right now, man. I got my hoodie. Honestly, it's probably about 50 degrees.
So
But
is that cold for you guys? Is that cold for this time of year?
I tell you what, bro. If when it's 50 degrees and a little bit less, all you can smell the gumbo cooking around here. Everybody's cooking gumbo,
There
and
you go.
you got to decide what you want. If you want gumbo, chili, soup, that's the three things: gumbo, chili, and soup. But I mean, I believe probably gumbo is the biggest. That's what
Yeah.
people do, is cook gumbo around here.
I had what was that? It wasn't in Louisiana. It was down. Where were we? I think we were down in Fort Lauderdale, and I had some jambalaya. That was pretty good.
Yeah, my wife actually cooked some jambalaya this week. She a lot of the times she'll take like if you have leftover chicken and stuff like that, little whatever, and you just kind of throw it all together with some rice. That's
That's
normally jambalaya. You know, she'll throw that together. But yeah, we let me see something.
Hey, let me
You
ask.
said, huh?
What do you think, Crisco? Do you think this is Breeze's last year, or
You know what? Hey, that's a great question. And whoever else, I want to say this. You know what, Bobby? I want to say this. Since I'm gonna answer this question, but since I found this StreamYard, uh, I really would love to see whoever's watching this. Click on that link and come on and chat with us because we've been doing this. I've been doing this, Bobby. I want to tell you, YouTube. When I started doing this 2 years ago,
yeah,
before you had 1,000 subscribers, you couldn't stream from your mobile phone.
yeah,
Okay, so I downloaded this app and I would try to use this app, and it would keep spinning. I couldn't. It was called Mobas, and it wouldn't work good. Okay, so we finally able to do it.
yeah?
Finally able to do it. So I
Streamed it.
want y'all to join in, man. Y'all click on that link and come on and let's hang out. But I want to answer your thing. I want to answer you something about what's going on with the Saints right now because the trade deadline is next week, right?
Yeah, no, it's the third. It's like
It's okay,
yeah,
Tuesday. Okay, so here's the deal. Breeze, if this is Breeze last year, here's the deal. I'm gonna give you an interesting possibility that could happen. Michael Thomas seems to be disgruntled. You know, our top wide receiver.
yeah.
Um,
What's his deal, man?
I don't know. He's for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know why he's aggravated. I mean, the Saints have a legitimate shot to go to the Super Bowl. I don't know what's going on, but there's something that's not working right, and it's being rumored that he may want to be traded. So I was talking with another one of my Saints buddies today, and to me, you could get a first round pick for Thomas. I mean, I believe somebody would give a
Oh,
first round pick for
yeah,
Thomas,
yeah.
and if somebody
He's one of the better receivers in the league. You could easily get that for him. Yes.
And so if somebody offers that, Bree with next year, you're gonna have with a first round pick. Maybe you draft a quarterback if that's the scenario. As
Yeah.
far as Breeze, I don't know. You know, Bree. I think so. I think this is gonna be Breeze's last year, man. If I had to guess, I think this very well could be Breeze's last year. If so, so I'm saying yes. I think this will be it. Depending on what happens, you know how far the Saints go, but I don't know. I think I just feel like I don't think he's gonna stay. I don't think he's gonna stay too long to where he's not. Some of these quarterbacks or players they'll stay too long.
Yeah.
Let me ask you the same question. What about Tom Brady? Do you think this is his last year?
No, I think he's got one more after.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna play this year, and I think he'll play next year. That's it for him. It like I wouldn't blame Breed right now if he did hang him up after this year. The dude's got nothing left to prove. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer, holds a ton of records. Like he's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game.
Yeah. So you gotta think the Bucks. I mean, the Bucks kind of got to be one of the front runners to represent the NFC. With Gronkowski, seemed like he's playing better, and then they signed that
And
wide receiver Brown.
Antonio Brown, they're
Yeah,
they're gearing up to try and compete with Kansas City. They know that their D has got to get better though. That Tampa Bay defense has got to get better.
yeah. I still think right now the top teams that seem to me are the Ravens and the Chiefs. I don't know though. there's something I can't explain it though. There's something for me for the Chiefs. I think the Ravens. I think the Ravens this year are gonna. I think the Ravens are gonna be very tough when it comes to the end. That defense, Patrick Queen from LSU, man.
The Ravens had a really good draft too. Like they had a really good draft. Um, I think the Steelers can beat the Ravens though. Like this week, the Steelers and Ravens are playing each other. My
Hmm.
dark horse for making the Super Bowl from the AFC is I think I think I think the Steelers. I think the Steelers are going to make. They have a legit shot at it. Big Ben's playing like the Big Ben of old. He's playing well. I think the Steelers are real good. Um,
Yeah.
Seattle's going to be tough to beat though. Seattle's going to be beat. They're going to be Green Bay's playing good. There's the final. There's a lot. The NFC is stacked this year. There's a lot of good teams. The Saints, you got to you can't count Drew Brees out if his teams if he makes the playoffs. You can never count him out. You
Yeah.
know, the teams that are going to be in the AFC in the NFC are going to be the Saints, the Packers, the Seahawks. I think the Niners could possibly get in there. I think the Cardinals are going to sneak it in the NFC too. I think the Cardinals are going to sneak it in the. I think they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah. The Cardinals. The Cardinals. They beat the Seahawks the other day, and they're very sneaky team. They can very well sneak in there. I just think the NFC is just kind of wide open myself, man. The
Oh,
AFC you got a couple of front runners, but the NFC it's just gonna be one of those.
anybody's game. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple of comments. So let's see. VA Moon says it's breezy in the 40s up there in Virginia. Trent says the Saints are trying to get Trevor Lawrence or Fields or make a trade if they sign free agent. I'm gonna bring something. I'm gonna bring another scenario
Yep.
too. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys.
To get Trevor
Um,
Lawrence, tank, and I
you
don't
know,
think
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't.
You know what? Huh?
I don't think Sean Payton's not a coach to tank. I don't think it's in his DNA. And I think the Saints are going to fall into like 5 wins. They're not as bad as people think they are. Like the Saints are, there's a couple of little issues that they need to iron out, but they're not bad at like the Jets are going to be in the running for Trevor Lawrence. The Falcons are going to be in the run. There's a lot of bad teams. There's a couple of bad teams. There's like 6 teams that are going to be in the running for Lawrence.
You know what surprises me? You realize that Jameis Winston is the Saints' backup quarterback.
He is.
Uh,
I
yeah,
remember.
and I'm surprised. In that a team like Dallas. I mean, don't you think that a team like Dallas would offer a? Is Dallas just done for the year? Don't you think they would try to offer to try to get somebody? I mean, Jameis Winston could come in there and be, to me, better than what they have. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, absolutely. He could step in there and definitely be better than what they have. Then Ben DiNucci, come on, man, absolutely. Winston could step in there and be better.
So
There.
maybe look for that this week too, man. Maybe look for that. I don't know. You know.
See, I'm a big Michael Gallup guy. I like Michael Gallup a lot. I would try and move like Stephon Gilmore and try and get Gallup or Cooper from them.
Hmm. Let's talk about another team too. Let's talk about another team, the Cleveland Browns. Now, will the Browns ever get it together?
I don't know, man. They're like you look at them and you're like you're you know it's to me it's the ownership there. You know what I mean? It's never like it's not like they don't have the talent. It's just the ownership is just they're just a bunch of buffoons. You know what I mean? Stefanski's not a bad coach. I just think it's the ownership. That's all.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna tell you. Uh, I think we had talked about this. You're in college football. You're a Boston College fan. Is that right?
Yeah. BC. Yep. Yep.
So I'll be honest with you. Growing up, obviously I'm a Saints fan and an LSU fan. But growing up, I was more Saints than anything, and
Yeah.
I still love the Saints. You know, obviously, but I also pull for all of our LSU players. You know, that go to. You know, obviously we had Kevin Falk that played for the Patriots. I believe Rohan Davey
Patriots.
also,
Kevin
yeah,
Falk.
played for the Patriots. And we had some guys that played, you know, for the Patriots, and we have players all over.
Yeah.
Um,
LSU is an extremely successful school when it comes to players that translate well into the NFL.
yeah, I'll tell you what, man. If you've ever, let me tell you something. If you ever get a chance to go to an LSU game, let me tell you something. I've never been to any, you know, college games. I've been to UL. I've been to UL Raging Cajuns, and you've heard of the UL Raging Cajuns?
I think so. Yeah.
USL. One of the biggest players that played was Jake Delhomme. You remember Jake Delhomme, the quarterback for the Carolina Panthers?
I do. Yeah.
So he played for the USL Raging Cajuns, and had a great career. But you know, when you go to an LSU game, let me tell you something. There's over the stadium holds about 113,000 people. Okay, and you got 113,000 in the stadium, and then you probably got 100,000. I don't know how many. Let's not exaggerate. Let's say about 50,000 people outside of the stadium. And when I tell you, if you've never experienced Mardi Gras, let me tell you something. It literally is like Mardi Gras in Baton Rouge. It's amazing. You got people that come Thursday, Friday. They park their campers over there, tailgate all weekend.
The
I
RV.
mean,
Right? Yeah.
it's just it. I can't even describe it. It really is amazing. They stay the whole weekend. The game ends. They stay till the Sunday. Families having a great time. It's just you got you got tailgates. It's just it's just amazing. If you ever get a chance to make it to Baton Rouge to an LSU game, definitely put it on your bucket list.
I got some spots. Louisiana is on the bucket list. It's on my list of places I need to go.
Yeah, it's it's something to see, and I can't wait until we can start going back to the games like normal. You know, they let people in the game last week. I go to at least 2 3 games a year,
Yeah.
but with the COVID and everything, more than likely I won't make a game this year. They only allowing like 25,000, I think, in the games. So unless somebody invites me or something, you know, I don't even know how much the tickets are right now.
Yeah.
Um, but all I can tell you is when we go to the games, we get there at about for a 7 o'clock game. I'll get there at 10:30 in the morning,
Yeah.
and we walk around, and then the band plays, and people tailgating, barbecuing, having a good time. The game, even when the games finish, there's so much traffic around that stadium, man. About an hour after the game, when the band comes back out, that's when I leave to try to come back home because there's so many. It's crazy. There's
Yeah.
so many people around there, man, trying to get out. That's the worst thing, you know.
So I have season tickets to the Pats. That's that's how it is after the Patriots games. No lie, an hour, almost probably 2 hours of traffic to get out
Hmm.
of this. If you whenever like it's a madhouse.
So you have season tickets to the Patriots games?
Yeah.
That's awesome. How long have you been a just curious, how long have you been a season ticket holder?
The company has been the company I work for. I work for my father. They've been season ticket holders 8 years now. I would say.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, eight. I think eight. I think eight.
That's awesome. I would
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, we
I
believe it or not, like some people follow different players. Believe it or not, we have some Patriots fans in Louisiana because of Kevin Falk, man. Believe it or not, you got some Patriots fans in Louisiana they'll pull for the Patriots over the Saints, man, because of Kevin Falk.
fuck
But
fuck awesome man. I that's who I grew up watching. You know what I mean? Like that. He was he was something else, dude. Falk was
he was,
um he was something else, dude. He was real good, really good.
yeah, he's actually he's back with LSU right now as a running backs coach, I believe.
I
But
did yeah, I did hear that he's actually back with the team, right? Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But I remember when Falk played for Karen Crow High School, and I'm old enough to remember. See, Falk played quarterback in high school. They just let him do his thing, and he was so good in high school. He would run. It wasn't nothing for him to break an 80-yard run. Every play. I mean, he was phenomenal. In
Yeah.
fact, if I remember right, the top three. I don't remember who the second one, but that was the year that Peyton Manning committed to Tennessee. They was in that same class when they went from high school to college, and
Mhm.
DiNardo was at LSU at the time, Jerry DiNardo, and I remember when Falk committed because he could have gone anywhere in the country. But when he went, and this is another interesting fact. My first ever LSU game was in Alabama, man, and I got to watch. This was in '97. I got to watch Kevin Falk. I was in Tuscaloosa at over there in Alabama, and got to watch Kevin Falk play. And LSU won that game 27. I think it was 27-0, something like that. We shut them out. I was still a young fella at that time, but I remember that. And
Uh, Now, how close are y'all? How close is like Alabama LSU? Are they like are those schools close?
Alabama is about probably about a 5.5, 6 hour drive from Baton Rouge.
So it's so yeah, so there that's like a yeah, so yeah, that's obviously a rival. Yeah. So that's not bad
Well,
then.
it's a rival. You know the thing about that. Talking about the Alabama LSU series, and that's gonna be a whole nother thing coming. But they before last year when we beat them, they had beat us like it had been like 9 times in a row, something like that. I mean, it was crazy. It's just this crazy thing. But I'm gonna tell you something. I had said this last year when LSU won the national championship. We had went undefeated. I mean, we beat Clemson in we just it was just unbelievable. I mean, we had a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback. That in itself is unbelievable. And
Yeah.
but I said this, okay. Here's the thing about it, especially in college sports, and it's the same thing goes for the Patriots. It's what I'm getting at is it's one thing to uh be great one year, okay? But it's another thing to sustain that greatness year
Oh,
in and year out, year
time.
in and year out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because what happens is when you get to the top of the mountain, you got everybody that's looking up at you that wants to be where you at. So every year, just like us, we lost so many people this year. LSU, we lost so many people, so many coaches. We lost Joe Brady. the quarterback coach. He's the offensive coordinator over there in Carolina with the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Aranda and went to the defensive coordinator and went to I think he went to Baylor. Uh, you know, and and so we started out real slow. 1-2 the way we did, losses against Mississippi State and Missouri, and
Mm-hmm.
teams we really should beat. We should beat these teams every year. There's no excuse. Okay, um, but Alabama and Nick Saban, they even though every year they seem to be in the thick of things,
Mm-hmm.
and the same thing with the Patriots, man. The Patriots, all those years, you might not have won a championship all those years, but you were there in the thick of things. You know what I'm
And,
saying? You were there in the
and
playoffs, and that's what you aim for as a fan, is to see your team uh, in the thick of things every year. It may not win it every year, but if you can at least be in that hunt every single year, that's what you hope for. So I respect I respect what Nick Saban has done over there, man. He has consistently made that team every year, year in and year out, um,
oh yeah, dude,
competitive.
they com- they compete every year.
Every year.
They're always a tough out. You know what I mean? They're always a tough out. They're always a tough anybody.
Yeah. Yep, they sure are. I notice. I'll tell you what. You know what I noticed about Alabama, man? I don't
What?
know, but I watched them last week, and if I don't know who they play this week, but if you do watch Alabama this week, keep an eye on the size of their offensive line.
Oh, they're huge, dude. They're massive.
They are huge, man. They are monsters, and but I'm hoping, like I said, I'm hoping tomorrow LSU Auburn. Finley. I'm hoping Finley can play the same like he did last week, and the team can run the ball. We had to get the run game going, the defense. We can get a win, and then we're gonna have 2 weeks to prepare for LSU Alabama, and that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. That I mean, with the way the team's playing, I think it took a little bit for LSU to kind of get going, but like, I don't really blame them because what did you guys lose? 16 players to the NFL draft? Like, that's
Yeah,
a lot, dude. That's a lot of starters to lose to like
yeah,
that's a whole starting. That's a lot of talent to lose.
yeah. We did. We lost unbelievable talent. But
But
you know,
Coach O's got him playing though. You know what I mean? He's got them guys straightened out and playing now, and you can tell that they're playing a lot better.
yeah, yeah. They are. They play. Like I said, I think maybe they may have turned the corner. We may have turned the corner the last game because seemed very inspired. South Carolina is not a you're not South Carolina is not gonna be in the playoff. They're not they're not one of the greatest teams, but I still think they're pretty decent.
Yeah, but
So
they're a scrappy team though. They're not going to give up. They'll play to the final whistle. You know what I mean?
yeah. So Trent says Bama plays at State tomorrow. So I'm sure Bama's gonna. Hey, let me ask you this: and we talking college football. What about Trevor Lawrence? I heard Trevor Lawrence had the COVID, so Trevor Lawrence is gonna be out this week, huh?
He is playing there. I think they're actually playing BC this week.
Wow.
So they're playing Boston College this week.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. Without Lawrence, we'll get to see how Clemson looks without Trevor.
Yeah. We'll see.
They still got ETN though. That kid is he is something else.
ATN's from Louisiana, right?
I do.
Yeah, and he's from uh, he's from Jeanerette, Louisiana, and I believe Coach O tried to recruit him, but they had something that happened when Coach O was going to bring him to LSU that I think Clemson recruited him first, or I don't know, something happened, but he went to Clemson. But he actually has, I think he has a brother that plays running back as well. So that should be interesting. Another thing I want to touch base with you. This thing's eating up my phone battery, but I want to touch base with you on this real quick about Arch Manning. Um, have you seen any of his high school games? Are you familiar with Arch Manning?
He's like ridiculous.
Yes.
They're saying like he's going to be at the collegiate level. He's going to be like stupid good, like Peyton.
You know, what are your thoughts? Because okay, so I want you to know Trent. I think Trent's still in here. He's an Ole Miss fan. Okay, uh, and Arch's grandfather Archie went to Ole Miss. His dad Cooper went to Ole Miss, and his uncle, Eli went to Ole Miss, and Peyton went to Tennessee. So what are your thoughts about the whole situation? Just come from an outsider, kind of looking in
I don't
with
know.
Arch and
I don't know. I think he's going to look at both of those and whoever can. I think whoever is situated, set up better for him to succeed at. If he looks at one team, like, well, I don't know. I think there's a lot of factors involved with that.
yeah,
Whoever gets him is going to be getting a generational talent, though.
yeah, yeah. Whoever gets him, you're right, man. I'll tell you what, he looks like he's got all the potential in the world, to succeed. Trent was hoping that he goes to Ole Miss, but I don't know. I mean, my personal opinion. I just gotta say my personal opinion. The Mannings are from Louisiana. Okay, they went the guys. They went to Newman High School, which is in Louisiana. Okay, and I know Coach O is a great recruiter. He has a very good friendship with Archie and the Mannings, and they like Coach O. All right, so you have that situation where
He
Arch, so that sort of thing. I mean, does he want to play for his state team? Are you going to have a Manning that actually plays for the LSU Tigers? I would love to have him here, you know, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how loyal he is. He's going to look at where his dad went. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Well, here's the thing too. If LSU is set up real well, and they're a contender and they're a good team, like that makes sway him, man. You know what I mean? Not only
Yeah.
can I come home and play, but I can play for a good team too. You know?
Yeah, he's gonna look at that, with he's gonna look at record and he's gonna want to go somewhere where he can have success. I mean, he's not gonna go to a team where he's gonna struggle in college, where he's gonna have to worry about no offensive line and getting beat up every week. So I think we got a shot to get him, but I don't know. And then you kind of wonder, you remember when Eli was supposed to go to the Chargers and
Yeah.
they made that big thing and he got traded to the Giants. So you got to wonder how much input his dad is gonna, how much his grandpa is gonna have in that as well.
If I'm Trevor Lawrence, though, I don't want to play for the Jets because that organization's awful. I, I,
Yes.
I don't want to say it, but like, um, if I'm him, I might I might be like, you know what? I'm going to stay an extra year in college so I can avoid playing for the Jets. Avoid
That's
avoid playing for that crap team, and you know what I mean.
yeah.
I'll just stay another year at Clemson, and I'll move.
That's pretty bad, huh? That's pretty bad. He's
If
gonna.
if I was Trevor Lawrence, I would tell or I would just pull an Eli Manning and be like, I'm not playing for this organization. No, like I would want to go like Burrow. At least Burrow went to Cincinnati. They have wide receivers, and they're actually trying to like build around him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even like the Jets are right now are even worse than Cincinnati, and that's saying something because Cincinnati's terrible. But I will say,
Yeah,
I had my doubts that Burrow might not translate to the NFL. I would gladly eat my words. That kid is going to be a stud.
man, I agree with you. He's to go in as a rookie. You know, I wonder, but the Bengals gotta get some talent. They gotta build. You know, they gotta build through these drafts, and they just gotta get better. But yeah, man, I mean, if Joe Burrow was on a if Joe Burrow was on a team that had some decent talent, I think he'd really be doing well. You
That's what
know,
I
for
put Burrow on a team with some legitimate wide receivers and like a good line, and that can give him time to sit back there and pick you apart. He'd be doing real well.
yeah, he sure would. So you make you some little campfires like this over there in Boston.
Oh yeah, dude, we light him up on the beach. We
I
do.
started.
We go right on the beach, dig us a hole, and we light them on the beach in the summertime. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I do this pretty often. I right now it's probably the most about the honestly tonight nights like tonight are probably the most comfortable time to do these little campfires. But I do these campfires like this, man. It'll be hot in the summer, and I'll have my campfire, my little fire going outside cooking. I do some cooking over this thing too. I got a little setup where I have a little black pot, and I cook a good peach cobbler over that thing, man.
there you
Like
go.
easy peach cobbler, and I like to do all of that fun stuff, that old stuff, things we take for
Fire.
granted, man. Clemson. Okay. Trent says Clemson and Bama could beat the Jets.
They absolutely could. Clemson could. There's no doubt in my mind right now. Clemson could beat the Jets, or or at least make that game interesting, which is sad because no college team should be able to beat a professional football team. But yeah, Clemson could probably make that a game.
That's bad.
Dude, they're the Jets are bad. They're just
You're in and you're out.
like about this, right? I'm not a fan of Lamar Jackson, right? Put
Hmm.
Joe Burrow on the Ravens and see what happens.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? Give him Juju and all those guys. Think about that, man. Like he with some legitimate wide receivers and an O line, that dude would be ridiculous
Hmm.
because he's got the football smarts. He's proven it with Cincinnati of all places that he can play. He's single handedly keeping the Bengals in games.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got the tools, and he's gonna be good. Peyton Manning. The first year Peyton Manning went with the Colts, they went 3-13, and the second year they went 13-3.
Yeah, yeah.
You remember that?
Hmm.
So they had got. I think the second year that was when they had got Edrin James,
Yeah, James. Yep,
um,
yep.
and
They back up.
so you know we'll see what happens with that. The thing about me, I got to be honest with you. I'm an LSU fan, so watching watching the Bengals and watching the Browns, which I watched the game last week. So I'm pulling for Joe Burrow, but I'm pulling for Odell Beckham. I'm pulling for Jarvis Landry. I'm pulling for Greedy Williams. So those two teams, you almost, as an LSU fan, you almost kind of wish they could somehow combine and have a team. A team because I kind of they both kind of struggle. They both have a history of struggling. The Browns and the Bengals, and
Yeah,
you kind of wish you'd have Joe Burrow throwing to Odell Beckham and Jarvis Landry, but I don't know those two teams right there.
Hey
They
man, I would take Burrow on the Patriots in a freaking heartbeat.
yeah,
Oh,
you gotta wonder if somebody's gonna try to trade for him.
give me Burrow bats. I'll take them.
Yeah. Okay, Trent says Jets going 0-16 this year, going down to worst team in the history. Maybe so, maybe so.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me. They'd be the second team in history to go 0-16 behind the Lions.
What's up, Mark F and Drip? Go Tigers. Hey, give me a second, man. I need to go get my charger real quick. Just give me a second, okay? I'll be
Uh,
right back if y'all not in a hurry. Um, so we got, you know, I gotta be honest with you, Butchers. I've been doing this thing for 2 years, man. This YouTube thing, and I I love doing this, and so I've been tagging my videos a lot more, and I'm trying to grow my channel, man. I'm really trying to grow my channel.
yeah,
Um, I do things a little bit different. I do a lot of vlogs and all this fun stuff, and but I don't know. There comes a point in time when with this whole YouTube thing, man. I've been doing this 2 years to where it's either gonna be just because at first I love doing it. I've met some great people, but it's either gonna be a hobby, or you either gonna make something out of it. You know what I'm saying? And and that's where I'm at right now. But I've met some great people, man, like Goose. You, and I have so many other great people. So that's where I'm at. I'm
yeah.
trying to grow this thing.
If you,
Mark F and Drip, the goats are good. Uh, was that
it's
Goose? Was that
tough.
Butchers?
It's tough. It's the YouTube's tough, dude. It's the name of the game is consistency. That's what I can,
Yeah,
at least the biggest tip that I give people is it's just consistency. You got to be consistent. You got to, that's the
yeah,
biggest thing. If your channel and your videos fall out of the algorithm, you're screwed, because then it's just you don't get recommended out to people. It's the consistency is such a huge part of it.
yeah. I'll tell you what. Like I said, my first thing I started out doing fan packs, and that was like the first thing, and I made a couple of videos, and I
Yeah,
kind of, if I had to consider myself as one thing, I don't know, I kind of would consider myself kind of like a vlogger, I guess, because
yeah,
I don't really like I've made so many different videos, like reviews. I have over 800 videos, and I've done reviews, I've done TV dinner reviews, I've done LSU, talking about LSU, talking about the draft, uh, anything you could think of. Tennessee, Gatlinburg, Tennessee, vlogs, and I've loved every video. I've loved every single video that I've done, and I love doing this. And met some great people with the same type interests and all that stuff. And I hope to be doing this at least another 20. I hope to be an old man doing this 20, 20, 25, 30 years from now. Hopefully, still making videos and meeting cool people.
it's a grind, man. I'll tell you, it's a grind for me. Like you see my stuff, right? I
Yeah.
I so I work from 4:30 in the morning till like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? I'll
Mm-hmm.
like when I stream like this. So here's a little a day in the life of kind of deal. If I'm doing a sporting stream, right? But
Uh-huh.
if there's a game on that I'm doing, I'll work from 4:30 to like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Come home, sleep for an hour and a half, wake up, set up my green screen, set up my studio, set up all the like I use like a broadcasting software, so you have to program that, and I program that, and then I schedule all the stuff in, and then you send, you schedule the stream and you send it out, and then I'll go eat something, eat a quick dinner, and then I'll stream and stream for 3 hours. Stream for 3 hours. Shut everything down. Take a green screen, take apart the studio, pack everything away, put it away, go to sleep, and then sleep like 4 hours, and then go to work again. That's like a day. Like it's when sports are running, dude. I don't get a lot of sleep. You know what I mean? Like the days that I stream, I get like maybe 3 hours of sleep a night. It's a grind, dude. Until you get your channel to where it's like sustaining you and going to be able to make you some money. It's a grind, dude. I'm still in the grind. It's a grind, man. You just got
Are
to embrace.
your channel's you've been monetized though, right, Bobby?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So you see, yeah, I mean, and that's the goal ultimately. After a while, even if it's just a little thing, whatever you can get, it helps you. It helps
But
you if you do
it
if you do
it
reviews. It helps you for that and what all that stuff.
it pays for it. Basically pays for the like it keeps it going for me. You know what I mean? Like it pays for the equipment. It pays for the broadcasting software that I use. It pays for itself now. It's self-sustaining, which is a good thing. Now what I'm working for is to get to the point where I can actually, where it's profiting. Now I'm breaking even with everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's good.
But
That's
it's
good.
a grind, man. It is. It's a grind. I'm telling you, I don't, it's it's a grind, dude. I get 3 hours of sleep a night when I stream a game. It's
What what inspired you to start doing YouTube? Just curious.
I started off watching a couple of different Patriot YouTubers, and uh and then I found Bad Dog and the Entertainer Talking Sports, the Giants guys, the
Yeah.
two Giants fans, and I hung out in their streams for a little bit, and then I found Goose, Bad Dog, and the Entertainer, all kind of at the same time, and I hung out in their streams for a while.
Hmm.
I want to say a year. I hung out in their streams without making any content, and then I was basically just talking with them, and they were like, dude, nobody does play by play live streams for the Patriots, like nobody does that what we do for the Giants for the Pats. And they were like, you should do that. And I was like, I don't know, man. I mean, I know my team and I know how to do it. And they were like, just do it. And they convinced me to start it, and it just kind of went from there.
Yeah. Let me go get my charger. I'll be right back. Hold on a second.
I can't see the chat, guys. So if anybody's saying anything, I apologize. I can't see the chat though.
All right, buddy. I'm gonna try to plug this thing in. Yeah, that's one thing I'd like to do more of is to try to do like play a little play by play for some LSU, games and stuff like that. I know Goose does a lot of that, but I enjoy doing that too, different
Yeah.
play by plays. I'll tell you one of the things though, I don't have cable TV, so I can't really catch The game, believe it or not, I don't,
Back-
I'm literally Crisco's Country Life, man. I don't have cable TV, so I can't catch the games live, man.
So what do you put them on the radio? Put them up on the radio?
Pretty much the ones I can't catch,
The ones that
but
are the ones that are broadcast, right?
yeah, but but that I would like to do that, try to do that someday, but we'll just have to see. But one of the other things I enjoy is y'all videos. I think you and Goose do like this week the NFL thing where y'all talk about what's going on. That's pretty cool.
So in like I've been trying to do a little more of like more personal stuff too, dude. Like I'll put up like little videos of me at work too, because it's like relatability on the platform is huge, dude. I'm just an everyday average dude. I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm a small fish in a big ocean. You know what I mean? I'm just
Yeah,
like everybody else out there. I'm nothing special.
yeah. That's pretty much me too. I'm gonna give you a tip. It's like we can all help each other to kind of give tips and stuff. But sometimes I'll make videos in the mornings, like when I wake. Like I haven't done one in a while, but when you wake up in the morning and you just like right at the tip of the day, it's like good morning.
Yeah,
Let me tell you something. There's a lot of YouTubers, a lot of people that make videos that they don't. Life is not a vacation every day. Life is hard, man.
yeah, oh, yeah.
We wake up every day. We basically it's basically a repetition. We go to work and we do what we have to do to survive every day, and so that is true. We normal everyday people, and sports are I guess a relief from the normal the the stress from it's a fun thing for us. That's what it should be.
Yeah.
And so
They're-
I think it is
they're-
good to
hey,
show different things.
I just feel like like my subscriber, like ask any YouTuber and they'll like anybody who's like 95% of the sports guys that are on this platform do it because we love it. Like we love our teams. We love, it's like, and it's just we just want everybody to just enjoy it with us. It's for the love of the sport, man. I mean,
Yeah,
when it's down to four, that's all it is.
that's right. But you broadcast your team. Have you? Let me ask you this: Have you met any? This might be a funny question, but okay. Two questions. I always ask people this that do YouTube. Have you been recognized by anybody in public?
I have,
Uh,
I have.
that's so. How was that, man? Was that pretty cool?
I was standing in line at Dunkin' Donuts, and somebody yelled from behind me. Yeah, yeah. It was, it was. Who was I? It was in Boston actually. It was in a Dunkin' Donuts on one of the major roads in Boston, and I had pulled over, standing in line, waiting for a coffee, and somebody yelled from behind me.
Hmm, that's pretty cool. I've never. Nobody has ever
It's a
come up
pretty
to me yet, but that's a cool thing, man. It makes doesn't it? I'll tell you what though. I have had people tell me that they enjoy my videos. Um, People that I know that have seen and they enjoy, and it maybe even inspire someone to start their own channel. So um, I will say that
that
a compliment is always great.
that's a real like rewarding thing when people like when people tell like I had a young a Golden Knights fan that's a subscriber of mine said he started his channel because of me. I thought that was pretty cool. because he
Cool.
was the same. He's a young kid. He's like 16, and he's like that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool to hear. He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, you helped me and pushed me to start my channel. I was like, that's cool, man. Well, I was like, it's a lot of fun. It is as much of a grind as it is, man. I love it. It's a ton of fun. I sit there and I watch the Boston sports games, and I have my crew. The regulars are in there, and it's just a lot of fun, dude. It's a giant party.
It is. I wanna read a couple of comments real quick. Trent, good night, Trent. Thank you for stopping by there, partner. WWE Wyatt, friends of Mr. Business Suits. He's another dude that another YouTuber, and we always support each other. What's up, WWE Wyatt? Um, I'll drop the link again, man. If you wanna come on in and chat. This is Bobby right here. He is a big Patriots and Boston supporter, and he does vlogs, and he does all kind of live streams. Butcher's Block and Patriots Talk. A real cool dude up there. So please check him out. And I'm gonna drop the link again. And let me see. Post a comment. Let's see how we do that again. But let's see. Paste that. Oh, how are we gonna do that? All right. Let me see how we do that. Oh, but
Um,
yeah, man.
it's been
I'm
a
trying to.
it's been a crazy year though for sports, man. They all tried to cram them in at once, and it was like I remember when all the Boston sports were going at once, and I was just like, oh my god, am I ever gonna sleep again? It was just like one game after another, a night after another, and it gets to be a lot, man. Like this has been a wild year.
Yeah. Hey, let's talk about another thing. I know some of your wrestling. So you a big wrestling fan too?
I I haven't had the time to watch it. I'm a big old school wrestling fan. Like in the late '90s, early 2000s. Like that's when, dude. I'm telling you, when I was in grade school and high school, even growing up, little kid, all the way up through high school, dude. We watched wrestling religiously. It was something else.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. So okay, so are you talking about back in like when WCW NWO days?
Oh yeah, oh yes I am.
Okay. Okay, so I don't know how old are you, by the way? Are you like 40? Are you 30s or what?
I'm 35.
35. Okay, so I'm 42. So I'm just a little bit older than you, but I
We're
do.
around the same generation of wrestling. Yeah.
Yes, and let me tell you something. When DX, Degeneration X,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
DX, Triple H, X Pac, China, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. All
Yep.
right.
I remember all.
So and then you'd flip the channel and you had NWO Wolfpack.
Hulk
Oh, and let me tell you something.
Smash. Uh huh.
Yep,
I remember the Monday Night Wars, dude. I remember the Monday Night Wars. Those were some of the best years of wrestling ever. They were awesome.
they were awesome. The storylines you had. You remember when they brought back the Ultimate Warrior,
I do.
and that didn't work out too good. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a little bit better script and all. But you had the NWO. I'll never forget Bash at the Beach when Hulk Hogan turned and became
Turn,
a bad guy.
turn.
And at first you were like, "What the hell's going on?" Then all of a sudden, NWO was the cool. It's like it
The,
was awesome. It was NWO, man.
hmm
And
the Monday, dude.
it was
The Monday Night Wars were some of the best. Were some of the best wrestling. Like that was when it was awesome because the storylines were phenomenal.
yeah, it was great. I mean, I remember flipping the channels. I probably should have had two TVs at the time, but I remember flipping it because you didn't know what was going to happen next. There was so much competition. They were competing. you didn't know what was gonna happen.
You had to
You
watch. It was
you
must.
had to watch. Yeah,
Yeah.
you had Goldberg. You had Sting up in the rafters. I mean, it was.
It was.
I mean, do you think it'll ever get back to that, man? Or is that just
I,
over?
the best part about our generation, dude, was it was like they went right up to that edge. You know what I mean? And it's almost like nowadays they're afraid to get close to that there's no edge in the product now. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there's no edge in the problem in the product now, and that's a huge issue. Like if
Yeah.
they were ever to just go, just go take a risk and just kind of, what I mean, and they just the problem is too is there's no competition anymore for the WWE. That's the issue. WCW was a legitimate competitor for years, and for 4 years, 4 or 5 years, I think 4 years. They gave them a run for their money. You know what I mean? They gave them a legitimate run for their money, and that's what drove all those good storylines. 4 or 5 years, that's what drove all those good storylines was that competition. Now there's no competition. There's a couple of other companies out there, but the WWE is king. Which I mean, and it's never good because now they never get challenged. Now they never get challenged.
Yeah, I agree with you. They have AEW they started up,
So
but I don't really know how that's doing.
I've watched AEW. I think AEW's product is better than
Yeah.
because well, like that's the thing. AEW actually has like some edge to it. They're not afraid to show blood. They're not afraid to be a little risky and have like some, their story. Their writing team is just better.
Do you remember Mid South Wrestling
I do. Yeah. Yep.
with Kerry Von Erich,
Uh-huh. And
Kevin Von Erich,
so do you
and
remember we used to get up early on Saturdays on purpose, 7 in the morning on purpose because you'd have the Saturday, what was that, Lightning or something like that, the Saturday morning wrestling. You remember that?
yeah,
We used to get up on Saturday on purpose, early in the morning, to watch that wrestling, watch Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage, and that was, oh, dude, that was it, man. When I was growing up, we'd sit there, eat our cereal, and just watch that wrestling in the morning and be running amok. My mother'd be all chasing us. Oh yeah, it was that was the heyday, man.
that yeah that was Saturday night's main event. You remember Saturday night's main event? That was before you had the internet. You weren't sure if it was gonna if Saturday Night Live was gonna come on or if
Uh-huh.
Saturday night's main event was gonna come on, and um that was some great times. That was the time when you'd have that's when Nintendo was out. That's when we were kids, and you had Tecmo Super Bowl. You used to play some Tecmo Bowl or what?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are some good days, brother. Those were. Hey, let
How
me tell you
about how,
something.
how about Mike Tyson Punch Out? Remember
Oh
that?
yeah, I beat him. I beat him a couple of times.
Oh, dude, I remember it must have taken me 10 tries to beat that dude. It was like he was like the unbeatable boss in the video games nowadays. It was those were the days, dude. We are like kids nowadays don't know, dude. They don't know. They don't know what it like. Those were the days, man. Those were the days.
Yeah, that was some good days, man. We I can remember that was in the '80s, early I guess '80s, early
Late
'90s, and
'80s, early '90s.
before you would just download all the games, you'd go rent the games on a Friday night. You and your
Return-
buddies, and you'd go get a pizza and play up to the wee hours of the morning. Double dribble, Tecmo Bowl, Double Dragon,
Oh
all
yeah.
those all those all those fun games. Played me and we had so many. They had Tecmo Bowl. That was the one where Bo Jackson could run up and down the field 3 or 4 times. Nobody could tackle him.
I
And
know.
then Super Tecmo Bowl is where to me where it started, where you could put in backups. You'd be able to put in the backups, switch out players, and to me that was Super Tecmo Bowl was one of the best football games that ever came out. Then Madden really wasn't that great until it got to the bigger, the better systems. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The graphics weren't once Madden got to the bigger, like the Xbox 360. Actually, you know where it started? The PlayStation 2. I remember
yeah,
when the PlayStation 2 got Madden.
PS
I was like,
when Madden.
man, this is awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, but I don't play too much anymore, man. I used to play online a good bit, and
Man, we
then
still
because I never got the what
so
y'all still
a
play
friend of mine.
sometime?
A friend of mine still, dude, I still play those old school games all the time. A friend of mine had found a regular Nintendo at like some thrift store for like $3, and he bought it, and he had to do a couple of little things to it to get it back working, and it works now. And we were playing, like, we set up. He's got like a big projection screen, so like, Super Mario is
Mm-hmm.
like a foot and a half tall, and we'd play regular Nintendo on his projection screen, and it's the funniest thing ever because it's like a real life version of it. Those
Yeah,
dude, those
those were some
those
good
old
days.
yeah, those were yeah.
Yeah, those were good days, man. I miss those days sometime. I really do. We seemed like it was different. Seemed like kids played outside more, and maybe
Oh,
we didn't have all of that
technology
stuff, but we were happy. I,
technology today, dude,
yeah, we didn't
has
have all this crazy.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead. We didn't have like the
we didn't
iPads and
have
the
all this.
all this crap.
Yeah, all this stuff. Of course, at that time we didn't have. We can't really talk bad because we weren't able to talk to each other on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, it just evolves, dude. You know what I mean? It just evolves. Like, um, yeah, like time just moves forward. It's just crazy because like I'll talk with I talk with some of my like my younger some of my younger cousins that are still they're still in their they're still in their 20s, and it's like they just like you'll they just didn't know, like they just didn't know what it was like, and it's just weird how fast it goes by quick,
Yeah.
dude.
Well, even
It goes by fast.
even what you were talking about, like on Saturday mornings, man. I mean, growing up, I don't know about you, but I remember watching like Bugs Bunny, the cartoons and shit and stuff. When we were kids, it was Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, it seemed like that just all of a sudden, I don't know, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but maybe it just kind of faded out. I don't think kids actually do that these days. Watch the cartoons on Saturday mornings. Do they? I
No,
don't. I don't think so.
no,
You-
that was like, and I'm telling you, dude, like times are just different now. Like we would watch those cartoons, right? We'd watch those either the rest of the cartoons, and from like 10 in the morning to like 10 at night, we'd be out. We would be out. Like we jump up, before we could all drive. It's you jump on your bikes and you just ride through like you knew where the crew was because you just look in people's yards and see the bikes scattered in the front yard. That's how you found people. That's how you found where your friends were.
It was the same way with us, man. Same way. I remember doing this. I remember doing the same thing. I remember doing the same thing, man. Those were some those were some good days.
We
Some
our
good.
childhood. My childhood was awesome, man. I'll never like that was it's just different now, dude. It's just different. Like I these kids just spend more time inside and just like, and then the funny part is when you get inside, they're like, whoa, like they're like in shock because it's like, yeah, this is pretty fun, ain't it? Yeah.
Hey, you ever look back? You ever think about stuff, bro? And you just be driving and stuff, and you think about like how long it's been since you graduated from high school, and you're like, damn,
Yeah.
you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That happened to me. I think that was. I'm just driving. I think about the people that I went to high school with, and I'm like, man, it's unbelievable to just think about how fast everything flies by, man.
Yeah. Oh,
Jeez,
so
you know.
fast. So fast. 20, 20 to 30, 20, from 20 to 30 went by like this. Those
Yeah,
those those 10 years went by so fast. And you know what? Every I've become more and more aware of it now. Like now that the older you get, it just seems like the faster a year goes by. You know what I mean?
yeah, it does. The way you think, even the way you think about things, the way you think about things, and the way you. I can remember being younger, not, I guess, not even like from probably teenage to like 20 something, not even really thinking about anything, just kind of. But I guess that's how it is. We get older,
Yeah, dude.
and you know, it's the way it is, man. I mean, we get older. That's some of the things I touch. I touch base a lot of that on my little channel too. Though I talk about different things, like
Yeah.
we shouldn't. You shouldn't ever be sad to be old, to get older, like because we get old. Not to get off topic, I mean, we're talking about sports and everything, but there's a lot of people that don't get to be our age, man. There's people that don't get to be our age, 35, 40. You're not guaranteed another day, you're not guaranteed tomorrow, you know and
I, I know.
sometimes people, it gets kind of depressing. You get a little older, this and that, but you know what, some people don't get to be 35, 40, our ages, man. You never know what's going to happen, what tomorrow is going to bring.
Oh, dude, I've had too much go down with me to, yeah, like I take no day for granted, none, because you
Yeah,
never you. Dude, unfortunately, I've put a lot of friends in the ground in the last probably 4 or 5 years. Due to a bunch of different factors, most most of them did it. Just sad because they've all been good kids. Like, they passed and they're 30, 31, 31, 30, 30. They're young kids, dude, and it's like their whole life ahead of them, and they're gone. Blink of an eye, gone.
yeah.
It's I take I had so I had emergency brain surgery, Crisco, in '06. Uh,
Wow.
like pretty much saved my life. So ever since then, I take no day for granted, bro.
So
I
what
t-
happened with that? All of us, I mean, it was
uh,
just something.
so I went into the military. So I went into this is all right. You got time because it's kind of a lengthy story.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm trying to get my phone charged back. But
All
go
right, all
ahead,
right,
I'm listening.
all right. So I went into the military in '04 after I graduated high school, and I spent about a year and a half in there and messing around on an obstacle course on base, just having some fun. And I fell off an obstacle, and like I fell, I don't know, 15, maybe 12 foot, probably 12, 15 feet, some probably 12 feet, and I landed on the back of on the basically on the back of my head.
Hmm.
And I remember we marched from we went from the obstacle course back to the bunks, and I remember feeling really like woozy and dizzy and just not right. They shipped me to the hospital on base, and they took a bunch of MRIs, and they were like, "Yeah, you have some sort of a cyst in your head. So we can't really keep you here. Like, we need to like discharge you and let you go. So they discharged me, and I spent about they flew me home, and probably, I don't know, probably like, I don't know, a month after I got home, I started having like wicked bad headaches, like real bad, like migraines. And this went on, I don't know, for maybe 2 years. And I had seen a bunch of specialists. I had seen a bunch of doctors at a hospital here in Boston, and we said, all right, enough's enough. So we transferred hospitals, and the new hospital wanted to take some MRIs and have new scans and new tests and all this crap that they needed, because I was transferring. I had a whole team that was basically trying to figure out what was wrong. So they transferred me from one hospital to another. They took all the tests, and I remember sitting in the hospital taking all the tests. It took like 6 hours between the MRI and all the different scans, the CAT scans, the blood tests, all this stuff. And went home that night, and I was like, all right. So I woke up the next morning, and I was training for my CDL at the time. I went to the CDL class at 6 in the morning. I got a call at 6:30 saying that the people in the hospital found something on the MRI that they didn't like. So I needed to go back to the hospital. So back to the hospital I went, sat there for probably, I don't know, 2-3 hours, probably 3 hours. We sat there and just kind of were talking to the nurse and doctors at the time. And then the head nurse came in, and I was like, look, I was all pissed off because I was just sitting there, like, I was just mad because I didn't want to be there. And I was like, look, I was like, if there's nothing wrong and you guys can't figure something out, like, I'm going home. I want you to send me home, discharge me, send me home. That young nurse, that little nurse, she had to have been 5 foot tall at the most. And she looked right at me and she said, you're not going anywhere. You're having emergency brain surgery tomorrow morning. We're trying to set a bed up and a surgeon up for you now. And I was like, oh, okay. They were like, we're trying to save your life, but you're not going anywhere. And in an hour later, they strapped a bracelet on me, sent me up to my room. And then that morning, I had 4 hours of emergency brain surgery to take a bunch of fluid out of my head.
Wow.
Oh yeah, and I still have something in there. They put a drain so the fluid doesn't come back. Oh yeah, dude, it was. And then so I woke up that next morning, and I saw the surgeon, and he was talking to me, and he goes, dude, in about 24 hours, you were probably gonna have an aneurysm that would have killed you. So you're lucky. So from that point on, I take no day for granted, Crisco. None, not one.
Wow.
Because
That,
I probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that MRI.
yeah, that was something that that was an experience for sure.
The man upstairs was looking out. I have no other explanation other than that.
Yeah.
So from that day, nothing for granted, man. It puts things into a whole new perspective.
Yeah. Well, thank God everything worked out for that, man. Oof, that would have been tough. Well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put and head on in the house, man.
All right, Crisco, you have a good night, brother.
Thank you for stopping by, man. I certainly enjoyed the chat, and we'll see what LSU can do tomorrow.
Hopefully, man. Hey, what time are they playing tomorrow?
2:30.
2:30. All right, cool. Excellent.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Crisco, you take it easy, brother.
Have a great one.
You too, bud.
You too, buddy. Later. Go Tigers.